lemon, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. What are we in 3rd grade?
Mm-hmm.
Red Rover, send Lummy right over. You buffoon!
You
I wish I could call you a whore.
Woo!
Welcome to the Bubba Army YouTube channel. So Lisa from JBC's, the Globiest of Globes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She sent K-Man and I over this. Now, this is very much radio inside, but I'm going to be honest with you.
T-shirt will 1,000 bits.
T-shirt will. When are those Lummy Investigates getting done? Please let me know. Please. And so, growing up and listening to radio, I really wasn't a radio enthusiast until I got into radio. Like all growing up and stuff, I would listen to the radio, WLS and U93 and Whoa and some of the stations that were around where I was from. But I wasn't into spoken word or anything like that. I was just, Blitz, you just listened to the song, like the hit songs at the time. You're just, as a kid, you just listen to what's popular. You don't get into long form spoken radio until you get in radio. And then once you get in radio, and you have to play records and music, then you aspire to be, most people in radio aspire to be a person that doesn't have, you want your own show without having to play music. Like, realistically, 90% of people in radio really are not talk show hosts.
Oh, yeah.
Most of radio is, music-based. You can have a show, but it would be like, and the new Wild 94.1, that was this, and this is coming up now. And don't forget our concert splash this weekend. And a fifth in on the Wild Lines wins. And here's a new one from Drake on We Be Wildin'. Mm-hmm. That's how it is. Then it starts back. You get a phone call. Hi, this is Melissa from Clearwater. Oh, my God, we won. What's your favorite radio station? Hey. Here's the new one from Cardi B.
Lizzo.
And so, but And most people don't have the ability to do it.
Right.
Most people, and then, in order to have the ability to do it, you have to practice to do it. In order to practice to do it, you had to have a show and establish yourself as such. I made the transition from like a night jock, playing records, playing music, into the spoken word, arena, circa 96 when I went.
And I remember that time, and everyone's like, there's no way that's going to work.
Right. They're like, there's no way Bubba's going to be a night jock. It's going to be, and it not only did it work, but I mean, look, I'm arguably one of the best ever.
No question.
In doing it,
mm-hmm.
especially in this city. Like, I hate to be an arrogant SOB, but in this city,
there's no question.
Probably recognized as the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the only people that would even be close to me would be Ron and Ron.
Yep.
And maybe Lionel.
So I actually talked about the difference between you and Ron to Kevin off the air last night. We had that conversation.
Yeah.
And that, because Ron and Ron kind of broke up too early, really, for what they did, but for their time, they were
so.
How long were they together for? When did they break up? Let me ask.
I don't know when they broke up, but they were together like 10+ years, and they had a hell of a run.
They really did.
I mean,
they were like one of the first to do that.
And this is even before your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was a night job.
Reigning of.
Yeah, okay. I was just a nighttime. I was like in Chicago, and I got to Tampa right on the last Ron and Ron, year or two.
So they were mostly in the 80s. Is that early 90s?
80s and early
late
90s.
80s, early 90s,
yeah.
And then they kind of got back together a little bit. It wasn't exactly the same thing. It was still good, but it wasn't.
I realized it was so long ago.
They were really early in on it.
But I'm very, very humbled to say that if Ron and Ron certainly probably might be a cog ahead of me, but you have to consider my serious. You have to consider my serious.
I still think you were bigger. I'm saying if they would have stayed together and been the same, they would have been huge. But they didn't. So you can't.
But even humbly, let's say they're on the same level as me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of the resentment and what have you, and then for us to constantly reinvent ourselves on different platforms.
Sure.
And what a lot of these local radio guys. Think is that it's a joke and you're on a video game, but secretly they know that I've already reversed engineered this.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have tried doing it and it hasn't worked for them.
Right.
So
you don't realize is that, I have, $30,000 of expenses to be able to put this program on, pay for this building, pay for payroll, taxes, power, electric, insurance, everything, and we're able to sustain a business and make money.
Yeah.
And you can't. You're beholden to the rules and the distribution method of terrestrial radio, and you've not established. You might be on top of the world right now. You might be this big slinging D morning guy, and locally, as I was. And whomever is doing that now is never going to be bigger than what I was in Tampa.
Hootie is 1,000 bits.
And they don't own any of their content.
And
they can't redistribute it on their own channels because it belongs to the company.
Exactly. So they can't have a channel on YouTube that goes back and plays.
Where they repurpose, yeah.
No, because they don't own it.
Right. Yep.
And so, it's just the radio industry is just really, really, really in shambles right now. And most people, really deep down. I was talking to a guy that works in one of the buildings here. There's three broadcasters in Tampa. There's Beasley, there's Cox, and there's iHeart.
The big ones.
Those are the ones, those are the
Mac Daddies.
Right. Those are the ones that have all the sexy signals.
Mm-hmm.
The 98 Rocks, the Bones, the Eagles, the Wilds, the Q105s, those.
FLZ.
The FLZs, those.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked at most of them. And what they don't realize is I have a friend that's in one of those buildings, and he's like, we had a meeting last week amongst radio personalities as to how to provide content to monetize for each individual personality outside of their radio show, and none of them know how to do it.
Nope.
Or have done it, or have the ability to repurpose anything that they can do because they don't own anything that they've done. And so, let's say a guy that does middays over at FLC or whatever, you are going to have to start a YouTube channel. What are you going to put up? You driving back and forth to work? The stupid apartment you live in? You've never had a global thumbprint like me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make a living on people that live in Tampa.
And the difference too, and I'm kind of joking, but kind of serious, is for the most part, none of them are as insane as you are either.
Well, thanks.
Well, but I mean, that's what people want to see, though.
Well, and most of them aren't not as entertaining as me.
And that's kind of what I mean.
And they don't have they've not established a brand. Through all of my conquests, right. Whether it be I've been on trial 4 times, I got, Hulk Hogan sex, through it all,
mm-hmm.
I have established a brand. It may be a crazy brand. It may be...
It's an insane brand. It really is. And a lot of it is, not just for entertainment. It's your real life.
Some of it is.
Right.
Some of it's hype. Some of
it's
not.
Of course.
So a lot of it's showbiz. Lummy, what in business are we in?
Show business.
And so I just really feel sorry for this radio personalities that scoff at us mm-hmm. and say that, we're on AM 820. There's actually salespeople that go out and anti-sell us. There'll be clients who'll be like, how about Bubba? And they call me a non-factor locally.
Mm.
That's what they call me. Oh, he's a non-factor. You're probably right. In Tampa, I am a non-factor. But globally, we are a kind of a cool thing.
Yep.
And when you don't have your terrestrial radio job anymore, you might be selling cars. I'm just saying, that's what I was going to start doing.
Mm-hmm.
If I hadn't figured this out. So as non-conventional as I am, not a lot of radio guys would ever do this, and I like to be non-conventional. I like to do things on the radio that most radio personalities cannot do or could pull off. Or
they refuse to do, don't want to do.
Well, yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean?
In some instances,
yeah, both.
I guess, yeah, some of those endorsements I have to do.
That's not what I meant.
But
Bama Boy 352 1500 bits.
So Lisa, the globiest of globes from JVC, the people that have us syndicated on Florida Man Radio and in Fort Walton Beach on 103.1, Florida Man Radio up there as well. John Cracchiola, who owns the joint, and with a Shane Reeve kicker and a Stevie D.
They're all cool.
They understand the show. They support the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so anything they want, they get. And when the globiest of globes wants me to cut a spec spot, I'll just do it live on the air. I don't care. And so in the business, what a spec spot is, if you got a potential client that might want to advertise on the show, then you'll have one of the personalities, like it could be Shannon Burke, it could be me, it could be Ed Till, cut a commercial for that business. as to what something could potentially sound like if you were to cut an advertising deal. So they go to Johnny Lawnmower's shop and said, "Hey, Johnny Lawnmower's shop, I know you're not advertising, but hey, listen to this commercial. Wouldn't this sound good on the radio?" Boom. And then they have like, "Hi, this is Shannon Burke. Let me tell you something. When I need my blade sharpened on my rider, I go down to Johnny's Lawnmower shop right there in Stanford. I mean, it's just right off of 123 Boulevard. And I mean, they got the best of everything. They got bad boy mowers, fastest mowers in the world. And where's that at, Lummy? Johnny's Lawnmower shop.
Johnny's Lawnmower shop.
Should have been right there, Lummy, for me.
Sorry.
I had to tell you. Why? What's the excuse now?
I was swallowing.
My
does
God.
your brain blank out? You don't have the ability to listen when you swallow?
Pretty much.
Everybody, I could have thrown it to anybody. I would have came home with Johnny's Lawnmower shop, Clem.
Yep. On 123.
And so I throw it over to my second in command over there.
Johnny's Lawnmower shop. 123.
Sorry, I was swallowing.
Sorry, I was swallowing. My brain blinks out. Speaking of swallowing, Lummy, I think your stupidity should be rewarded with a shot of Touch vodka.
Thank you to
Coming
Johnny's
your way.
Lawnmower shop. I got it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Really? Did you just...
He's drunk.
Said like 10 shots already.
What is that? Not okay.
Lemon, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. What are we in, third grade? Mm-hmm. Red Rover, send Lummy right over. You buffoon. I wish I could call you on R.
Can't do that.
I understand what you're saying.
Which would have been a Renaissance man, Lummy.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
I could call you a Renaissance man. God, Lummy, you're such a From now on, we're going to substitute Renaissance man for this other word that I can't tell you.
He's the relationship man.
But Lummy, from now on, I'm going to be like, man, Lummy, you are so Renaissance.
You're Renaissanced out.
Yeah. God, Lummy, only a Renaissance guy would say something that Renaissanceable.
Thank you.
Renaissance.
The Renaissance.
You filthy
Yeah,
Renaissance.
you're like
Look
the whole
at you.
fair.
God, you're the most Renaissance guy I know.
That turkey leg out of your mouth.
Oh. He's a Renaissance man, he is.
He is.
He's
And so anyway,
he's an expert jouster.
JVC, they go around and shake all the bushes of potential clients, and they ran across a guy named Jay David. And Jay David in Orlando owns a tax financial tax law, like when the IRS guys come.
Oh, nice.
I feel like Jay
David.
David is definitely Jewish.
Hey, Jay David, I think I might need your services. I think I might have some IRS issues. Maybe
Me
we can-
too.
Jew David.
Hey, dear Jay David, not only will I voice your commercial for you, but maybe I can use some of your services as like a trade-out kind of deal.
Say Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, Jay David.
Thank you.
Anna's Jewish, by the way.
By the way,
in
Shabbat
case you don't
Shalom,
know.
Jay David.
By the way-
Shabbat Shalom.
By the way, David, tax law, Willie. Anna was first breath was in Israel,
Shalom.
and she's a shalom.
What?
Whatever you just said,
Shalom.
she's a shalomer.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Jay David.
So I'm gonna cut this spec spot for Jay David. He hasn't put any advertising on JVC yet. He's not written that check out to Lisa the Globius of Globes, but I mean, Blitz, this is like in itself cool, and the fact that I'm cutting the spec spot for J. David Tax Willie live on my network. Mm-hmm. Like, at least if I'm not just absolutely making your job easier, you bet I better get a couple.
Shelf them up.
Yeah,
Shelf them up.
when I come next time I come back to Orlando, I'm getting a personal shelf session with you.
You need this as the background music.
What do you mean? You're getting me some back.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you some background music.
I think they wanted a dry read.
No. You got to get this background music. That's
It needs to
that's
be
going to really
dry.
help with the sell.
No, it needs to be dry.
It needs to be dry, but I'll listen to your stupid stuff, okay, and see what the hell you wanted me to potentially play.
I mean, we could probably guess.
Probably some Jewish.
Hava Nakila.
Jay David is going to love this. Trust.
Jay David probably is marketing white trash like me that hasn't done so well with the IRS, and not Jewish people that tend to be a little more responsible with their finances. I don't think there's Jewish people really going to David's service, because Jewish people historically are
they
very
pay their taxes.
They're very responsible financially. Mm-hmm. So he's not marketing Jewish people. He's marketing a guy that's on the back of a Hardy right now that's listening to me.
I know you can take it out after, but just to kind of help him.
You can't take it out after.
Yes, you can.
It doesn't work like
Take that
that.
music out.
It does.
Let's take it out.
What does oy vey mean? Oy vey.
That's actually Yiddish.
Yiddish.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say, instead of saying it's Bubba, I'd be like, oy vey, it's Bubba.
Oy vey.
And man, we're making this guy Jewish. Maybe he's not even Jewish.
Yeah,
Jay
true.
David, who owns like a tax firm thing.
Oh, that is so
You are
stereotypical
being
on
so,
Please.
that's borderline embarrassing that we would
I am telling you, I'm not wrong.
All right, well, that's between you and Jay David. Okay, I'm just going to try to give this guy a real good read. So Lisa can.
Why don't you go tweet about it?
So that Lisa can roll up in there and slap this commercial on him, and Jay David said, "I'm going to sign up for $5,000 a month."
His last name is Suriash.
Yeah, he's a Mexican guy. Okay,
What?
Shiraz. You know, he's his name's What's his name?
Suriash?
Shuvias.
Suriash.
I think he's German.
Yeah.
It could be a German Jew.
Good looking guy.
My last name's German.
We don't know what he is. We just quit trying to.
Sorry. Well, you said Jay David. I mean, Christ.
You can't say Christ.
Oh, sorry.
We're talking about Jew stuff.
Right. Moses. Sorry.
Moses. Oh, holy Moses. All right. So listen, Lisa, here's your spot. And I hope that Jay David, regardless of what his religious preference is, writes a big-ass check for JVC Broadcasting, and then John Caracciolo is told that Bubba just brought in some big money. We love Bubba. He's the best. Bubba now reads spec spots live on his network. But you know, Blitz, I used to listen to Neil Rogers, and one of the reasons why I loved Neil Rogers is because Neil Rogers didn't care.
Of course.
Bob Lassiter would read a memo from Sue Tricus while lighting a cigarette about not smoking in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
I get this letter from Sue Tricus, the program director. No more smoking cigarettes live on the air. Thank you, Sue Tricus. And then he would just be real nice about it, but he'd be lit up.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing stuff, like original stuff. Stuff that, the average radio guy, you're listening to your favorite station, they're like, oh, that's the new Drake. Oh, hey, I'm going to do a spec spot for Johnny Lawnmower Service. And they can't do that. Radio guys can't do that. Bunch of pussies.
Yeah, we're doing DoorDash, bitches.
Yeah, we're DoorDashing radio. We are the DoorDashers of radio.
Pretty much.
I do DoorDash from time to time.
I know.
I'm waiting to get you one time.
Well, Lummy, what we should do is, you tell me the restaurant that you're going to order from.
Yeah.
And I'd be parked outside of it. And then then you DoorDash. Well, then it gives it to the nearest driver.
Oh.
To that restaurant. And so, if you're ordering from Outback and I'm in the Outback parking lot and I'm DoorDash signed on and you hit, I got me a bloomin' onion with a sirloin kicker.
And there's a guy one spot over that happens to be closer to the front door, and they give it to that guy.
You're right. We may have to make
Dom, you didn't order it right.
Yeah.
We may have to make it a little more obscure than that. Like that Asian place over by your house that I picked up, One China or whatever it's called.
China One. Yeah.
China One.
Oh, God.
All right, here we go. Everybody shut up, okay? I got to do this spot. Hey, it's Bubba. Listen. Owing the tax man is no fun. Yeah, no duh.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Hey, it's Bubba, and I'm that guy. I owe the tax man. For real. It's no fun. That's what they should put in there.
For sure.
I mean, 'cause it's a shoot. They can make your life miserable. And if you owe the IRS or state sales tax and can't pay the tax, then call the team at not Larry David.
You could
Freudian slip.
Curb your tax bill.
Call the team at J. David Tax Law for expert tax help. J. David Tax Law can stop. They can stop the IRS. I need to sign up for them immediately.
I do too.
J Tax Law can stop the IRS or state collection action and protect you from financial ruin. Might be too late for me, but I'll be calling J David next. Call J David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation. Oh, they ran all the letters together. At 40, why don't they just write the numbers down? They actually spelled them.
Oh, gross.
At 407-603-3962. Why would you just put those numbers down there? I can't. It's easier to read numbers numerically than it is to read them. Lisa, the Globius of Globes, did you write this? I hope you did it. I hope some junior copywriter. This is ridiculous. This screams of being a rookie. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or check them out online at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only one click or phone call away. Do it now. Do it now. jdavidtaxlaw.com. Not only did Bubba send you, but they're helping me as well. Woo! Here, Lisa, I'm not doing anything else. There, that's it. That should be like, Lisa, you should be like masturbating in your office right now for that one.
Yeah.
I would.
If Lisa's, hey, all you people over there at JVC, if Lisa's door's closed and you hear a humming thing, that one's on me, buddy. I just cut the.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
I'm just gonna grab a yogi.
I'm hoping to get a hype train when you're gone, but there's... Yeah, just go.
I'm just gonna grab a yogi.
Yeah,
I'll be
just
right
go.
back to eat in front of everybody. Since nobody wants to do brunch with me, I'll do brunch with them.